So we've got a stages troubleshooting tip. I don't know anyone on the planet that would sell more power meters than me as an individual and someone who doesn't work in this industry. I'm not sponsored by Stages. I'm not sponsored by SRO, Power Type, etc. I'm a big fan of the power meters. I'm a big fan of Stages because they're the cheapest, lightest, stiffest, easy to deal with. Easy to put on your bike as well. There's all different types of power meters. I keep coming back to Stages. Just I like fucking ease of use, man. But some people say I keep having problems with them. A friend of mine bought one the other day and she's already taken it back. That was in Sydney. I'm in Adelaide, so I can't see it. But I've had so many people say my Stages are dead. I'm like, give me a look. Boom, update the firmware. Where's the app? Update your firmware. Update the Garmin you're using, and it's generally good to go. The most important thing I've found, first of all, what is a power meter? A power meter measures the force you put for the pedals. So this is a crank arm here. This is the two left-hand crank arms, the same thing. So you take this one off, and you buy your Stages. They buy the cranks from Shimano or SRAM or Campag or wherever, and they install their little cockroach there, a little plastic thing. It's a little bit of plastic. Most expensive piece of plastic you ever buy. And there comes with this battery in there. Whenever you take your battery off, you want to be very gentle. You want to just like go around the battery with your fingers. It's easy if it's off the bike, but you don't need to take it off to do it. You just got to have patience. Don't be rushing it, because sometimes people snap the tabs off, etc. And that's your 2032 battery in there. It just pops out real easy. Real easy. You can put a bit of white lightning crystal grease around there. Let me just get some. I'll show what I mean. This is white lightning crystal grease, a good biodegradable grease for all purposes, and you just put a little bit around the O-ring if you're riding in wet climates. Just a little bit around the O-ring, and it just protects a bit more water going in there. Sometimes people put the battery in, and you can't really see it, these gold tabs here, they put the battery in and they tap them and it bends them in, so then the battery doesn't hit it. So what you can do, very carefully, is with a scalpel just lift them up without snapping them off. I've seen people do that. And when you put the battery in, don't put your fingers all over it, have it clean. Surgical position, just pop it back in there with your shirt on, boom, you're good to go like that. So little things like that. Obviously, you can use a rag if it's already on your bike. What else could I say? You might have to replay this video to get all the tips. We're going to show you the app on the phone here. You turn your Bluetooth on. Stages app's free. You download that. When you update your firmware or calibrate your crank, have it at 6 o'clock position. So the bottom of your crank pointing towards the ground. And then turn your Bluetooth and sync it up, and then if there's a firmware update, it'll automatically come up, and that's can solve a lot of problems for people as well. So there's the battery issue. The people running shitty batteries, they're buying out batteries for 20 cents each off eBay, and they're low quality and not really working. They buy a battery and they go, I've tried 4 different batteries, they're still working. Try a different brand of battery from a supermarket, like a high quality battery, and then see how you go. So the biggest tip would be take your battery in and out, put it back in. Make sure that the little gold tabs aren't pressed in all the way. They should be like a 0.5 millimeter or millimeter off, just sort of pointing up, so they're making battery contact. Update the firmware on your Garmin with Garmin Express. Download Garmin Express on your computer. Update firmware, Garmin Express. That's what I use to upload to Strava. Automatically sync it. I'll put some links down below in case it's too complicated for you. I'm pretty fucking dumb anyway. But I worked this all out. I worked this out myself. I've got over 7 stages power meter, I think like 7 or 8. But I haven't had one die yet. And of all the power meters I've worked on, only 1 stages I couldn't save. I've walked in the shops and people are Durianrider got the stages, they're not that good. And I'm like, show me your product, and they've got some product they're sending back, and I get every single fucking stages working. I'm like, there's no problem with this power meter. Just someone didn't know how to calibrate it, someone didn't know how to put a battery in there, someone didn't know how to update the firmware. There's not a problem with it. Oh. And I think in retail, it's really hard to sell product if people don't understand product. So that's the biggest thing is the education of the retail endpoint, and then so they can educate the consumer. But when people come to Thailand with me, everyone's like, I've got like fucking 50 stages power meters, Chook's back. So I haven't seen any problems with them, except there was 1 power meter that got saturated as like a first gen, and we just couldn't get it going again. Because we just had it taped up and water was like rusty out. Strawberries. There we go.
They're the best strawberries I've ever tasted.
They smell pretty good, actually.
Organically grown, St Bernard's Road, McGill.
They're good. Fucking hell, really, wow.
Yeah, they're nice.
Sweet. Had berries, strawberries, huh?
Berries, yeah. Good old Bazza.
What Bazza? So there you go. Stages power meter. So many people write them off. They don't understand them. And I can understand it can be frustrating. You buy something for $1,000 and you're like, sucking shit, doesn't work. I wish I could be with you when you're having that frustration and go through step by step with you. I've only ever seen one legit not work. The rest, I'll probably provide maybe 40 stages power meters or so. Great product. Great product. Just changed the industry. It changed the industry. Everything got cheaper after stages. It's pretty cool. It is the best product in 2016. People say, what about this, what about that? I'm like, just get to stages. You can wait for like 4 eyes or other people to catch up, but you need power now. You need power now. Go out and get a stages today. And just lastly, I want to say, if you've already got a power meter, you don't need to get a stage. I was just saying, these are people who are new to the market, need a great product that's good enough for Team Sky. If it's good enough for Chris Froome, I think it's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. All right? If you've already got your Garmin Vectors or your Cork or your SRM or your Power Tap or your Power to Max, and it's working for you, you don't need a power meter, unless you want to put it on the bike. I'm saying if you're in the market for a new product, stages, untouchable.